Hey everybody, it's fig season and I couldn't be more excited. A friend of mine called last night and she had several buckets of figs, and you know what she said? She said, if you'll bring me some jars, I'll make you some fig preserves. And I said, no way. I know how to make fig preserves. I've learned how. And so I'll be happy to take some figs off your hands. So I went over, Doug and I did, and picked up a big bucket of figs. And today I'm going to show you how to make strawberry fig preserves. Now, a couple of years ago, I did a video on fig preserves, just regular figs, and you can go back and you can find that. Just go to our homepage and click on that, and you'll find that video. But today we're going to be making strawberry fig preserves. I love these, and some of you have asked for this recipe. So I've already washed the figs. I'm going to be using the ripest figs to make the strawberry fig preserves, and I have more in the refrigerator. So I'll get all of my ingredients together, which it doesn't call for just sugar and jello, and I'll give you the amounts and the ingredients and show you how to do that, and we'll do it together. So I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, let's get started making our strawberry fig preserves. I washed the figs and I also took the stem off. In my first video, I'm just going to set this down. In my first video that I did for you, I showed you how I took them over to the sink and I just took the little stem and twisted it. I didn't use a knife, I just twisted it. I feel that that is quicker for me, so that's what I do. So now I'm going to add, that's 4 cups of figs, and I'm just spilling sugar everywhere. So now I'm adding 3 cups of sugar, and I'm going to just start mixing this around. I'm going to coat them well, and I'll put this on the stove and we will let the sugar dissolve. Once the sugar dissolves, then I'll add the jello. So I'll bring you back in at that point. Now this seems like a lot of sugar to a few figs, but this is what it takes to make these delicious strawberry fig preserves. So once this starts melting, I'll be back and we'll continue the process. Okay, I wanted to tell you that I doubled my recipe. I realized that I had enough figs and I had enough space in this saucepan that I could just double the recipe. So I'll give you the recipe for one making of the strawberry fig preserves, and then if you want to double it, you can double it as well. So what I have in this as a double recipe, I have 8 cups of figs, fresh figs, and I have 6 cups of white granulated sugar. And I put that on medium heat and I dissolved the sugar and I stirred it pretty constantly. And it's okay if the figs tear up because we're going to mash them anyway. So now I'm adding a 3-ounce box of jello, strawberry jello. And since I'm doubling my recipe, I'll be adding 2 of these to the mixture that I have here. See how pretty this makes this? I love these. I just love them. So now I'm adding the second one because I'm doubling the recipe. I kind of changed gears in midstream. Oh. So what we want to do now is to bring this to a boil. And I will, once it comes to a boil, I'll set my timer and I'll boil it for 7 minutes. 7 minutes is what we want to boil it for. Once it gets finished boiling, 7 minutes, then I'll set it off the stove and I'll use a masher or a little chopper and chop up the figs, and then we'll be ready to put them in our jars. I did want to tell you that I washed my jars. I'll be using 1/2 pint jars today. I washed them and let them dry, and now I have them in the oven. I like to put mine in the oven on 200 degrees and fill my jars when they are hot. I don't do a water bath. My mama didn't. Some people do, some people don't, but she never had any problem. I haven't had any problem with the things that I don't use a water bath on keeping, so that hasn't been a problem for us. If you want to do a water bath, then you certainly can do that. While the jars are heating up and this is coming to a boil, I have my lids in this little skillet here. I've covered them with water and I have them on the stove, and I will heat those and start to sterilize those. I don't sterilize my rings. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't, but it's not necessary that you sterilize the rings. So that's just another option. If you want to, you can. If you don't want to, just make sure that they're clean and that they're dry. So let's let this come to a boil. I'll time it, and when it gets finished, I'll come back and we'll mash it. And you can see how I do that. Okay, our figs, our strawberry fig preserves are ready to put in our jars. I used my potato masher to mash the figs. Once they boiled for 7 minutes, I set them off the stove, and this is really, really hot. And let me just say, do not have children or grandchildren in your kitchen when you're working with these hot items, because it's very, very, very hot and you don't want anyone to get burned. I also took, very carefully, I took my little chopper and I finished chopping around to make sure that all the figs were mashed. So now we're ready to put them in our jars, and I'm just using the half pint. These are, I'll show you one. These are hot. They just came out of the oven. And I have a little funnel here that some of you have seen this before. This is ages old. I'm just telling you, it is so, so old. So I'm just going to take a cup, measuring cup, and I'm not going to measure. I'm just going to pour my fig preserves, strawberry fig preserves, in my jar. And I'm going to fill it almost to the top. Now, I'm going to go ahead and seal this for you because I only need to show you how to do one of these. I have this little shelf tweezers here that I like to use to get my top off, and I just shake it to get the water off of it. You can see me doing that. And I'm going to place it on top of my jar. It doesn't have to be dry. So now, very carefully, because all of this is really, really hot, I'm screwing the top on to the jar. I have two claws here. This bottom one is wet. It gives me some grip. The top one is dry. It allows me to hold this hot jar of strawberry preserves without getting burned. So now what we want to do is to tighten the jar. And I'm just going to take another cloth that is semi-wet, it's not soaking wet, and I'm going to screw it down tightly. And I'll set this over on the counter and let it cool, and it will seal. When you hear it pop, it has sealed. Now, they may not all pop, so if you don't hear it pop, after they are cool, you can take your finger and mash the top of the lid, and if it stays down, then you'll know that your jar is sealed. So I'm going to continue putting my strawberry fig preserves in the jars that I have ready, and then once I get finished and it gets cool, I'll come back. Okay, we're all finished with our strawberry fig preserves. I doubled the recipe. I told you about that during the time that I was making these, and I had 10 half pints, and they've all sealed, and I'm ready to put them in my cabinet. and I want us to taste some together. So I had a little bit left over, and I popped it in the refrigerator so that it would be cool. I like it like that. And I also have popped a piece of toast over here in my toaster, and I think it's burning. Goodness gracious. It kind of got dark, didn't it? But we're going to eat it anyway. Okay, that side looks better. I'm going to put some butter on it. Y'all, I love this with biscuits now. I love it on toast, or I love it on biscuits, but right now I'm just putting me some good butter. This is good butter, soft butter. And now I'm just going to put some of these. Let me come around here so you can maybe see what I'm doing. Okay, I don't know if you can see this or not, but I'm just going to put these strawberry fig preserves on here just like this. Spread it out. I know this is going to be so good. Y'all, this is one of my weaknesses. One of many. One of many. Look at that. Oh my. So good. If you have an opportunity to get some figs and you love figs, then I would highly recommend that not only do you make just regular fig preserves, but you try making some of these strawberry fig preserves. People will think it's strawberry preserves, but it's strawberry fig preserves. I ate half of it in one bite. Oh my goodness. That is so good. I hope you've enjoyed our video today. I've had fun. I'm tired, so now I'm going to go and rest. I'll see you again really soon. Be sure and share our video. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.